Hi guys, it's Miss Hale. So I wanted to make this video because you guys are going to have to be doing some reading, and I know that a lot of you don't like to read. A lot of you have a hard time reading and comprehending what you're reading at the same time, so I am going to read to you. You'll have to forgive me. I am outside with my son, letting him play, so just be patient. You guys are doing a poetry unit now, and the unit is called Rhythm and Flow. You're really going to be focusing on structure and poetry this week, and writing your own poems to create your own story. This book right here is the book for the unit. It is called The Crossover by Kwame Alexander, and it is a book of poems. And you guys are going to get some of these in the mail. They're also on my Google Classroom website. And it's really good. I know that some of you are thinking poetry, but I promise most of you are going to love this book. One of the things that you are supposed to be doing is writing a concrete poem or a visual poem. And I've given you some examples of that. It's just a poem in a shape. And the cool thing is that this basketball that he has on his finger, I hope that you can see it, it is actually a poem. It's a poem that's in this book. And that is a visual poem or a concrete poem. It is really interesting because it gives you an idea of what the book is about. The first poem in the book is also a concrete poem, and we will talk about why that is in a minute. So if you want to, I highly recommend that you follow along. I am going to be showing you these poems, but they are in my Google Classroom. You can go find those. You should be following along so that you can also answer your reading comprehension questions while we're reading. And if you are not using the Google Classroom, you can be working on your AMI packet as well. I have a copy of that in there as well. So this is by Kwame Alexander. He is from South Carolina, I believe. And he is, excuse me, I apologize. He lives in Virginia, but he is a man who is, his family's from West Africa and from the Caribbean, so he does a lot of work in those places. That's what he looks like. And he is inspired by rap to make his poems. So Kwame Alexander wrote this. Now, this is divided into several parts, just like a basketball game would be. The first part is called the warm-up. Then you have first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, and overtime. And warm-up and overtime are short, just a few pages long each. So these are pretty easy reads. So if you will find the page that says warm up, that is our first section. So we're going to start on page 3 with the poem called Dribbling. I do want you guys to know that this is a boy who is your age. He is African American with dreads. He probably speaks a lot cooler than I do, so just imagine his voice. It says, dribbling at the top of the key, I'm moving and grooving, popping and rocking while you bumping, while you locking. Man, then take this thumping, be careful, cause now I'm crunking, crisscrossing, flossing, flipping, and my dipping will leave you slipping on the floor while I swoop into the finish with a fierce finger roll, straight in the hole, swoosh. So this is actually a visual poem because it wants you to look at the, and I hope this is not backwards. If it is for you, make sure you just look on your paper. You've got different capitalization. You've got the words, the letters going down in a diagonal, and you've got different sizes, and that wants you to look at the shape, maybe the movement that he's making across the basketball court. Pages 4 and 5, Josh Bell. Josh Bell is my name, but Filthy McNasty is my claim to fame. Folks call me that because my game's acclaimed. So downright dirty, it'll put you to shame. My hair's long, my height's tall. See, I'm the next Kevin Durant, LeBron, and Chris Paul. Remember the greats, my dad likes to gloat. I balled with Magic and the GOAT. But tricks are for kids, I reply. Don't need your pets, my game's so fly. Mom says, your dad's old school like an old Chevette. You're fresh and new like a red Corvette. Your game's so sweet, it's crepe Suzette. Each time you play, it's all net. If anyone else called me fresh and sweet, I'd burn mad as a flame. But I know she's only talking about my game. See, when I ball, I'm on fire. When I shoot, I inspire. The hoop's for sale, and I'm the buyer. So you guys should have looked at poetic devices. Some of the things that you will see in this poem, you'll hear and you'll see in this poem. Kevin Durant, LeBron, Chris Paul. I know that you guys are probably really familiar with those. Those are allusions. Remember, you're referring to something that a lot of people are familiar with. So those allude to those players. Magic and the GOAT. These are players who were popular in his dad's day. So that is another allusion. Tricks are for kids. That is an allusion to Trick cereal. Your dad's old school like an old Chevette. That is a simile because it's comparing his dad to an old Chevette using the word like. You're fresh and new like a red Corvette. Another simile. Your game's so sweet, it's crepe Suzette. That is a metaphor because it's comparing the sweetness of his game to a breakfast item. And it does not use like or as. It says it is crepe Suzette. And then you also have capitalizing. It's all net. So capitalization plays into the meaning here. I'd burn mad as a flame. The hoop's for sale and I'm the buyer. Those are all different types of figurative language. All right, pages 6 and 7. How I got my nickname. I'm not that big on jazz music, but Dad is. One day we were listening to a CD of a music named Horace Silver, and Dad says, Josh, listen to this cat. He's the real deal. Listen to that piano fast and free, just like you and JB on the court. It's okay, I guess, Dad. Okay, did you say okay? Boy, you better recognize greatness when you hear it. Horace Silver is one of the hippest. If you shoot half as good as he jams, Dad, no one says hippest anymore. Well, they ought to, because this cat is so hip. When he sits down, he's still standing, he says. Real funny, Dad. You know what, Josh? What, Dad? I'm dedicating this next song to you. What's the next song? Only the best song, the funkiest song on Silver's Paris Blues album, Filthy McNasty. Pages 8 and 9 at first. At first, I didn't like the name because so many kids made fun of me on the school bus, at lunch, in the bathroom. Even Mom had jokes. It fits you perfectly, Josh. She said, you never clean your closet, and that bed of yours is always filled with cookie crumbs and candy wrappers. It's just plain nasty, son. But as I got older and started getting game, the name took on new meaning. And even though I wasn't into all that jazz, every time I'd score, rebound, or steal a ball, Dad would jump up, smiling and screaming, that's my boy out there, keep it funky, filthy. And that made me feel real good about my nickname. Keep it funky, filthy, the repetition of the F's there, that's alliteration. All right, page 10, Filthy McNasty. I hope you guys realize that this poem is a bunch of vignettes. It's a bunch of memories that he's having, kind of like we did with the House on Mango Street, but they all combine together to make one story. Filthy McNasty is a mythical man-child of rather dubious distinction, always agitating, combinating, and elevating his game. He dribbles, fakes, then takes the rock to the glass fast and on blast, but watch out when he shoots or you'll get schooled, fooled, uncooled, because when Filthy gets hot, he has a slammerific shot. It's dunkalicious, classy, supersonic, sassy, and downright in your face McNasty. So this has also got some visual poetry here. You've got down, so it's kind of wanting you to actually go down. It's got different sizes. He actually made up some words here so that you can you can get more into the emotion of what he is doing and how he feels about actually playing basketball. Also, you've got different sizes of words, you've got different fonts, and that really adds to getting your attention. Hey, son. Jordan Bell on page 11. Jordan Bell, my twin brother is a baller. The only thing he loves more than basketball is betting. If it's 90 degrees outside and the sky's cloudless, he will bet you that it's going to rain. It's annoying and sometimes funny. Jordan insists that everyone call him JB. His favorite player is Michael Jordan, but he doesn't want people to think he's sweating him, even though he is. Evidence? He has one pair of Air Jordan sneakers for every month of the year, including Air Jordan 1 Low Barack Obama limited editions, which he never wears. Page 12, continuing this poem. Plus, he has his MJ sheets, pillowcases, slippers, socks, underwear, notebooks, pencils, cups, hats, wristbands, and sunglasses. With the $50 he won from a bet, he and Dad made over whether the Krispy Kreme hot sign was on. It wasn't. He purchased a Michael Jordan toothbrush, only used once, on eBay. He's right, he's not sweating him, he's stalking him. On the way to the game, 13. I'm banished to the back seat with JB, who only stops playing with my locks when I slap him across his bald head with my jockstrap. Pages 14 and 15 are the poem called 5 Reasons I Have Locks. This is one that you will need to pay attention to. You need to go back to when you were doing your poetry notebook entry 1. You are going to be asked to look at 2 different poems, and this is one of them, and you can do one very similar to this about you. He writes a list of why he has locks, and I want you to write a list as well. It could be a list of why you like something, why you have something, why you want to do something, why you feel the way that you do about something. 5. Some of my favorite rappers have them. Lil Wayne, 2 Chainz, and Whale. 4. They make me feel like a king. 3. No one else on the team has them. And 2. It helps people know that I'm me and not JB. But mostly because, 1, ever since I watched the clip of Dad posterizing that 7-foot Croatian center on ESPN's Best Dunks Ever, soaring through the air, his long twisted hair like wings carrying him high above the rim, I knew one day I needed my own wings to fly. So that's 5 reasons that he has dreadlocks. So I want you to think about 5 reasons you like something, you have something, you want to do something, you feel the way that you do. And this is a good poem to look at to model. We're almost done. All right. On page 16, Mom tells Dad that he has to sit in the top row of the bleachers during the game. You're too confrontational, she says. Filthy, don't forget to follow through on your jump shot, Dad tells me. JB tells Mom, we're almost in high school, so no hugs before the game, please. Dad says, you boys ought to treasure your mother's love. My mom was like gold to me. Yeah, but your mom didn't come to all of your games, JB says. And she wasn't the assistant principal either, I add. All right, page 17 is conversation. Dad, do you miss playing basketball? I ask. Like jazz, Mrs. Dizzy, he says. Huh? Like hip-hop, Mrs. Tupac, Filthy, he says. Oh, but you're still young. You could probably still play, right? My playing days are over, son. My job now is to take care of this family. Don't you get bored sitting around the house all day? You could get a job or something. Filthy, what is all this talk about a job? Don't you think your old man knows how to handle his business? Boy, I saved my basketball money. This family is fine. Yeah, I miss basketball a lot. And I do have some feelers out there. Page 18, about coaching. But honestly, right now I'm fine coaching this house. And keeping up with you and your brother. Now go get JB so we won't be late to the game and Coach benches you. Why don't you ever wear your championship ring? Is this Jeopardy or something? What's with the questions? Yeah, I wear it when I want to floss. Dad smiles. Can I wear it to school once? Can you bounce a ball off the roof? off a tree in the hoop? No. Then I guess you're not the man. Only the man wears the ring. Oh, come on, Dad. Tell you what, you bring home the trophy this year, and we'll see. Thanks, Dad. You know, if you get bored, you could always write a book like Vondi's mom did. She wrote one about spaceships. A book? What would you have me write about? Page 19. Maybe a book of those rules you give me and JB before each of our games. I'm the Man by Chuck Bell, Dad laughs. That's lame, Dad, I say. What are you calling lame? Dad says, headlocking me. Dad, tell me again why they call you the man. Filthy, back in the day I was the boss, never lost. I had the sickest double cross and I kissed so many pretty ladies they called me lip gloss. Oh, really? Mom says, sneaking up on us like she always seems to do. Yeah, you the man, Dad. I laugh. Then I throw my gym bag in the trunk. And the last one for this section is actually not on your first quarter packet, or excuse me, it is on your first quarter packet. It's not in your warm-up packet, but I am going to show you. It is called Basketball Rule Number 1. And these are the list of rules that his dad gives him and his twin brother. In this game of life, your family's the court and the ball is your heart. No matter how good you are, no matter how good you get, no matter how down you get, always leave your heart on the court. All right, guys. Thanks for watching this video. I hope that helped you a little bit with reading and understanding. I hope you noticed some of the poetic devices that I didn't point out. And later what you're going to be doing is picking some of these poems and analyzing them, but we'll get to that later. I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you're enjoying your Corona break. I am missing you all so much, and email me and let me know how you're doing, okay? Bye, guys. Be kind, make good choices.